You know that person who sits quietly in meetings but somehow always has the most insightful comment? Or the friend who seems scattered but can solve complex problems in seconds? High intelligence doesn't always look the way we expect. In fact, some of the most reliable signs of an exceptionally high IQ are behaviors that people might dismiss as quirks or even flaws. Let's talk about 10 hidden signs that your brain might be operating at a level most people never reach. First, you overthink everything to an almost paralyzing degree. People with high IQs often get trapped in analysis paralysis because their brains automatically generate multiple scenarios, outcomes, and possibilities for every decision. Your mind isn't just considering whether to take that job offer. It's running simulations of how that choice affects your career in 5 years, your relationships, your personal growth, and dozens of other variables. This is your brain's pattern recognition and predictive modeling working overtime. What looks like indecisiveness is actually sophisticated probabilistic thinking that most people's brains simply don't do automatically. Second, you have an oddly specific sense of humor that not everyone gets. Highly intelligent people often find humor in abstract concepts, wordplay, or connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. You're not just laughing at what's funny. You're laughing at the cognitive twist your brain just made. This happens because high IQ correlates with enhanced associative thinking. Your brain links disparate concepts faster and more creatively than average, which means you see the punchline 3 layers deeper than most people even realize there's a joke. Third, you feel deeply uncomfortable with small talk and crave substantial conversations. This isn't snobbery. It's cognitive hunger. Highly intelligent minds are constantly seeking complex information to process. Small talk about weather or weekend plans doesn't engage the analytical and creative networks in your brain that are essentially idling, waiting for something meaningful to work on. You need intellectual stimulation the way your body needs food. Surface-level conversation leaves you mentally restless because your brain is literally designed to go deeper. Fourth, you're messy or disorganized in physical spaces but have perfect mental organization. Einstein's cluttered desk wasn't despite his genius, it was related to it. Research shows that highly intelligent people often deprioritize physical organization because their cognitive resources are allocated to abstract thinking and problem solving. Your brain has created sophisticated mental filing systems for ideas, concepts, and information. But tracking where you put your keys doesn't register as important enough to warrant that same mental energy. You know exactly where that obscure fact is in your memory, but your coffee mug could be anywhere. Fifth, you're intensely curious about random topics that serve no practical purpose. Why do highly intelligent people fall down Wikipedia rabbit holes about Byzantine architecture at 2 in the morning? Because your brain treats learning itself as rewarding. Intelligence isn't just about processing information, it's about craving it. Your mind finds pattern recognition and knowledge acquisition inherently satisfying, regardless of practical application. This is intellectual openness, paired with dopamine responses to learning, creating that addictive feeling when you discover something fascinating. Sixth, you often feel like you're explaining things that seem obvious to you but confuse everyone else. This is the curse of high intelligence. Your brain makes connections and leaps so automatically that you forget other people need the intermediate steps explained. What feels like basic logic to you might actually be several levels of abstract reasoning that you've compressed into intuition. You're not bad at explaining. You're trying to translate a cognitive process that happens instantly for you into steps that others can follow sequentially. Seventh, you get bored incredibly easily and need constant mental stimulation. High intelligence comes with a faster processing speed and greater working memory capacity. Your brain chews through routine information quickly and starts looking for the next challenge. This is why highly intelligent people often juggle multiple projects, have diverse interests, or constantly seek new experiences. Your cognitive engine runs hot and needs fuel. Boredom isn't laziness, it's your brain signaling that it's understimulated. Eighth, you doubt yourself more than confident people around you. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect in reverse. The more you know, the more you recognize how much you don't know. Intelligent people have greater metacognitive awareness, meaning they can accurately assess the limits of their own knowledge. You see the complexity and nuance in every topic, which makes you hesitant to claim expertise. Meanwhile, people who understand less feel more certain because they don't recognize what they're missing. Ninth, you prefer being alone, but you're not antisocial. Solitude for highly intelligent people serves a specific cognitive function. Your brain needs processing time. Social interaction, even enjoyable interaction, requires significant mental energy for someone whose mind is constantly analyzing social cues, implications, and subtexts. Alone time isn't about disliking people. It's about giving your overactive brain the quiet it needs to organize, reflect, and recharge. 10th, you notice patterns and details that others completely miss. Maybe you pick up on someone's mood shift from tiny facial micro-expressions, or you spot the logical inconsistency in an argument that everyone else accepted. High IQ correlates strongly with enhanced pattern recognition across all domains. Your brain is essentially running more sophisticated software for detecting regularities, anomalies, and connections in the information around you. This makes you observant in ways that can feel almost unsettling to others. Here's what matters about all of this. These signs aren't about being better than anyone else. They're about understanding how your specific mind works so you can stop judging yourself by standards that don't fit. Intelligence comes with its own challenges, its own loneliness, and its own particular way of experiencing the world. If you recognized yourself in these signs, maybe it's time to stop seeing your quirks as problems and start seeing them as features of a mind that's wired for depth, complexity, and connection-making that most people never experience. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the fascinating psychology behind how we think, feel, and understand ourselves. Sometimes, the most valuable thing we can learn is that we're not strange. We're just wired differently.